copywriter and I have sent an email to my list every single week since 2020, and honestly, some weeks I send a lot more than just one email. That means that I have sent hundreds of emails to my list over the years, and that's not even including the thousands that I've written for clients through my copywriting and marketing studio. And for some reason, despite writing and sending all of these emails, I have yet to put together any resources about email marketing. So that's what this video is. Welcome to the holy grail of sending weekly emails to your subscribers. If you don't know me, then hey, I'm Jill Wise, a conversion copywriter, brand and marketing strategist, and business coach. And through both my Done For You studio and education platform, I've worked with, coached, and taught literally hundreds of entrepreneurs how to make good money online. And email marketing is just one piece of that. So in this video, we're going to go over what is a newsletter and what makes a good one from a bad one, why you should not sleep on email marketing for your solopreneur, freelance, small business, whatever it is any longer, some tips to write a weekly newsletter for your own email list, some beginner-friendly email marketing strategies that you can try even if you're starting from scratch. And if you stick around to the end, then I'll tell you all about my new free resource that is going to help you write weekly emails to your list. So first, what is a newsletter? What am I talking about when I say that we are emailing a newsletter to your list? If you're brand new to this world, then an email newsletter is just another marketing channel for your platform. But I think it is one of the more valuable ones because you don't have to compete with algorithms. It's a lot easier to get your subscribers to see your stuff, and it's a lot more intimate and personal. And statistics show that a lot more conversions come from email list in terms of sales conversions rather than social platforms. And small business owners, personal brands, solopreneurs, freelancers, course creators, people like you can leverage an email list to grow their business. But the whole idea is that you need to commit to emailing your subscribers often at a regular cadence. Usually, if you're just getting started, that cadence looks like weekly, but I definitely recommend increasing that as you get better at email marketing, depending on what your goals are for your business. The goal of your weekly newsletter is to warm subscribers and nurture them and get to know them and have them get to know you so that when you launch something or have some kind of promotion, they're more ready to buy because they already know, like, and trust you. So by emailing a newsletter weekly, you do a few things for your business. You stay relevant and top of mind for your subscribers. You engage more personally with potential leads like you would on social media, for example. And you can start to build a genuine community of engaged readers rather than followers who are maybe consuming your content a little bit more passively. You can offer valuable insight that shapes the perception of your brand and your business. And it helps you, the business owner, get in the habit of actually talking to your ideal customers if you invite replies to your email list. And that makes it so that you are better equipped to sell when it's time to do some kind of promotion or launch. And this is not an exhaustive list. I think there are so many benefits to email marketing, especially if you have a small business, freelance business, that kind of thing. I will park the why you need an email list and what it is there so that we can get into the good stuff. How do you write email newsletters that people actually want to read? I have a few tips for you that you can implement like right now. Even if your email list is non-existent or really tiny, save this and try them as soon as you are ready to start emailing your subscribers. Then just watch the difference that it makes. First thing is I want you to experiment with your style. Email marketing is a great place to find your voice and get used to talking in your brand voice and seeing what resonates with your subscribers because it doesn't have to live forever like something does on your website. The more you experiment, the more data you'll collect, and the more data you have, the better choices that you can make for your business going forward. So consider this your permission to strategically experiment with what you are sending to your subscribers until you find something that really hits. Next is you need to choose a consistent schedule. This could be monthly at first, although I often recommend more. Weekly seems to be a sweet spot for people who are just getting started. And then you can increase that cadence to maybe a couple times a week, maybe even daily at some point. If people are signing up to your list and they know what they're getting into, they often want to hear from you. So I don't think there's many cases where you could be emailing your list too much if you are sending good content. But consistency is better than being sporadic, so whatever cadence you choose, pick something and stick with it. My next tip is to just keep it simple at first. Your email marketing does not need to be complicated in the beginning, and you are more likely to follow through if it is simple. So don't feel like you need to send like this super robust recap newsletter with a bunch of resource links and all of that kind of thing. It can just be like a simple story, a simple tip. it can be easy for you. Your email marketing strategy can get more complex as you grow. You can look at doing different kinds of segmentation, sending different emails to different subscribers, but all of that can come with time after you gain experience with just sending simple emails to your list. My next piece of advice is to not be afraid to give actual valuable information via your email list. Some people are so worried about giving away too much, but that's often not possible because even if you're sharing like good knowledge bits, it's just a single tip. It's just a little bit of advice. It's just a short email. There's only so much that you can share in an email versus what they would get if they were to choose to work with you one-on-one or purchase a course or a template or that kind of thing. It's not going to be the same depth. And also getting that experience of working directly with you is so much different than them reading your emails. So by sharing legitimate information, you are actually helping because you're building trust and showing them what it could be like to work with you. At the same time, I don't want your emails to be all about teaching. You need to tell relatable stories and don't be afraid to show who you actually are. Especially now, more than ever, people really want to connect to those who they are purchasing from. So you need to actually share what your values are, what you're all about, what your mission is, why that matters to them, the types of people that you work with. Like, tell stories. Stories are how people connect with each other. So don't be shy with what it is that you're sharing. And with this in mind, you need to actually write to your ideal clients in your weekly newsletter. So don't just write for anyone. Think of the one person that you would love to work with or would love to purchase your stuff and write to just them. Make it personal. Speak directly to them. That's going to help foster those connections that will build trust over time. I also mentioned this, but storytelling is more important than ever. So focus on storytelling over selling, because when you do storytelling first, then when it is time to sell, people will be more ready to because they'll be more connected to you. Now let's quickly switch over to some strategies that you can use to grow your email list and continue to warm those subscribers. So beyond sending a weekly newsletter or weekly email, you need to try to get people onto your list in some way. And that's where a lead magnet comes in. A lead magnet could be a free download, a mini course, some kind of workshop, webinar, whatever it is. It's something valuable that solves a problem for your ideal client to get them into your world. So yes, it's kind of an incentive, but it really is meant to help them see what you're all about and warm up to you because they can see what you are capable of and how you can help them. It's kind of a win-win for everyone because you give them this thing for free that really helps them. They get to know you, you get to stay in touch with them, and then that connection is formed. The next strategy that you can try to warm subscribers is to write a welcome sequence that is attached to your lead magnet. So instead of just giving them the lead magnet, actually guide them into your world. You can start to introduce them to your methods and your mission and the types of people that you work with. Maybe you share case studies and results. Invite them to reach out to you. Whatever that looks like, you can guide that experience for them. And the better this is, the better results you'll see from your email marketing ongoing, because the most aligned people will warm up to you. They'll start to know you, like you, and trust you before they even start receiving your weekly newsletters. So if it's not yet, then a welcome sequence should definitely be on your to-do list. Next, let's get into what makes a good newsletter and what makes a bad one. A good one is succinct, engaging, it's to the point, it tells a story, and it gets people to feel some type of way, whatever that is. A bad one would be confusing or irrelevant or maybe too long-winded. It doesn't get to the point fast enough. Another issue that I often see with people who are just getting started with email marketing and sending their list weekly emails is that they try to put too much into a single email. So often we can actually break it out what their original email was into like 4. I see this with clients who are new into my world. Their past emails might have a section about one thing and another thing and another thing, and they're trying to put it all in there. Like, it's not just a single email with a single point, and we want it to be that. So try breaking out these pieces, and you might see that's a lot easier because you don't need to say 4 things in your email. You can just stick to one and have the other thing send at different times. So always coming back to what the premise or promises of being on your list, writing to that ideal client, making sure that it's clear, editing yourself so that it isn't getting too like off tangent, and then you will immediately have better emails. Another thing to consider is the language that you are using. Often when we are experts in our world, we get to be kind of jargony, and that's not really helpful for people who don't really know what it is that you do, or they're not the expert. So trying to write in a conversational way directly to them in a way that they'll understand. Your email newsletters should look and feel like your brand and sound like you, but also be written so that it's easy to comprehend. And at the same time, you need to have clear call to actions. Like, what do you want them to do after they read your newsletter? Now let's get into some ideas of newsletters that you can send to your list if you are a personal brand or a freelancer or a similar type of business. One of my favorites and one that I send a lot of is the behind the scenes of the business. And this is really relevant for my audience because you are also a business owner and people like to see how it is that I'm doing things behind the scenes. So that could be a good one if you have a B2B audience as well and your audience has similarities to you. Another one could be personal and professional routines that help you serve your clients so they can see all of the work that goes in, like behind the work that you do. You could do some around brand education and what it's like to work together. You could do client case studies and recent wins, or just share some tips and advice, quick things that they can do to get immediate wins. And another that is a favorite of mine is conversation starters and feedback requests, because these get you to actually start talking to your subscribers, and often they tell you what they want to hear. So it's definitely a valuable category of email to send. Now, if you are ready to get consistent with your email marketing and send weekly newsletters to your list, then I have a free resource for you. The newsletter prompt pack includes 52 copywriting prompts that you can use to write emails to your subscribers in 30 minutes or less every single week. That is a whole year's worth of emails. So I will leave the link for that in the description below. I hope that you find that helpful. If you have any questions about email marketing, how to email your list consistently, leave those in the comments below and I will get to those. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoy the process of starting and growing your email list.